Welcome, everybody. I'm Dr. Caroline Stites. I'm the founder and CEO of VibraGenix, and I'm so honored to have Dr. Fab Mancini with me today. I am such a huge fan of yours. You are amazing. I met you at a conference where we both spoke, got to know each other. I've been to 3 of your conferences now, your personal ones, and I'm just so impressed by who you are as a person. And I just wanted to have a little one-on-one with you because you've used our technology now for many months, and so has Karen. And I would like to get some feedback from you on the difference it's made for you in your life personally.
Well, thank you so much. As you know, I'm a big fan of yours and your history and the contributions you made to the healthcare system. And VibraGenix, to be honest with you, I grew up in an environment that when I chose holistic because I wanted to be in prevention instead of becoming a neurosurgeon, I did that deliberately because I knew that over 80% of the conditions in those days, which was 35 years ago, were preventable if you use the right holistic tools that were out in the market, but that the healthcare system was not embracing, that was not promoting. So I chose to become a doctor of chiropractic, then I became an acupuncturist, an energy medicine expert, and nutrition, etc. So in my early days, I was involved with some research that was going on at the Parker University in chiropractic that involved energy. And there was this PhD named Dr. Stanley Plagenhoff that was a big name and eminence in the energy space. And he was just so enamored with the idea of frequencies and being able to measure. So he talked Dr. Parker into buying this dome that actually could measure the changes of frequencies within a human body. And it cost us, I think, $1.2 million. And this was actually in 1987, many years ago. And so you can only imagine what it would cost something like that now. But it was the whole idea that Dr. Parker wanted to invest in energy and frequency because he said that the energy system of the body, which we call the nervous system, is actually based on frequencies. And it's an energetic, it's not a physical system. Like we look at our nerves and the brain, and we think that that's what makes this body run. But in reality, that's just the matter of it. It's what's inside of it. It's the energy and the frequency that everybody talks as life force that really should be the one that we're dealing with on a daily basis, the one that we're nurturing, the one that we're harnessing, the one that we're actually promoting to people to pay attention to instead of all these physical symptoms that everybody gets stuck in. So that was my early beginnings in 1987. So now fast forward the clock. And even though I had not done much in the world of energy as far as me, other than acupuncture and electrical acupuncture and those kind of things, I come to this conference where I get introduced to VibraGenix and you. I get to hear you speak, and all of a sudden I'm like, who is this lady? How does she know so much about this world? But what did it for me is that you had combined a couple of things that I was very much aware of. The first one was the motion, the vibration. So in the early, like 30 years ago, we were using vibration for a lot of individuals that were struggling with cancer and many of the chronic illnesses that nothing else was helping. We were getting the body to respond positively with some studies and all of that we were seeing and doing. And then all of a sudden, I realized that your technology was not just a beautiful vibration, but that you actually had created sounds where you put the frequencies not only in the vibration, but in the sounds that the machine was emitting. And then I looked at this computer, which is your panel, and I said to myself, how do you put we're talking over 50 years of research into one computer where you have access to everything that has been created in the frequency world by simply touching that button and creating or putting the frequency that is going to be best fit for your body, for you to be able to work on the things that are important to you without the use of drugs, without the potential surgery. And what I said to myself, finally, we have a technology that is giving hope to people that have lost hope. And then when we got it and we started using it. Karen, my partner, as you know, is one of your biggest fans also. And it's
Yes.
because we recognize that it's not because we're trying to alleviate symptoms, even though she would tell you her story, which she had chronic pain for years and nothing has helped, including chiropractic care, all the things she's done. And all of a sudden she starts spending 20-minute sessions in VibraGenix. And within a few short weeks, her pain has not come back in months because it completely went away. Well, the way that I explained it to her is that her pain was not rooted in a physical cause. It was rooted in a vibrational cause, which is what is the foundation for almost every chronic illness that we have.
Yes.
So the reason that we're becoming fans is because we use it from a preventative, but also if I happen to have a symptom, allergies. If I happen to have a symptom, I'm not sleeping well enough at night. My stress level is really high because of the commitments that I have during that day or that week, or because of my level of flying all over the world, lecturing that has a big toll on the body, or because I'm jet lagging, or because my immune system is not working as well as it could, or my digestive system. I use it because I realize that the foundation of all illnesses relies on our frequencies and our energetic being. And that's where this unit is so amazing, not just for providers like me that are using it to help support our patients, but for individuals that have actually bought the machines for themselves so they can do it as a preventative measure. And now you can ask me anything, but that's really the foundation of what the value that I see every single day when I use it.
That is amazing. The way you put that was very concise. Can you tell people a little bit about your background? You're not just a chiropractor. You were the president of Parker University for 13 years. Is that correct?
13 and a half. So in my history, I've been named the Hall of Fame for Wellness Revolutionaries. There's only 14 people that were selected in the whole wellness environments as to the people that have contributed the most to what we call wellness today. I call it preventative medicine. I call it holistic medicine. I call it being proactive and giving the power back to the patient medicine, because that's what we need. So my first 10 years, I was a practitioner. I had a very successful practice in Dallas, Texas. I had doctors working with me. We were serving our community to no end. And then 10 years later, I was asked to become president of Parker University, my alma mater. And I said no for 2.5 years. And then all of a sudden, they kind of tricked me to saying yes. I thought it would be 6 months. And it ended up being 13 and a half years. So as an educator, you look at things differently than a practitioner, because now you're preparing the future doctors to really understand what the demands in society are. So education and what we teach becomes very important. Research, evidence-based becomes very important. So being in that space, I realized that one of the things that holistic medicine, unfortunately, has never really leveraged is what we call evidence-based healthcare today, meaning let's prove that what we do actually works, not only by testimonials, but by doing white papers, maybe doing some double-blind studies, but be able to show the evidence. So that's what we started doing. We started collecting all of the evidence that chiropractic had. We started promoting it in a different way, and we saw that our school and our graduates and our communities began to grow in great ways. Which led me to write Chicken Soup for the Chiropractic Soul, which became the #1 book ever written in chiropractic. But as an educator, I realized that what we say must have value for people, because there's a lot of claims being made out there. And yes, we know that the FDA and the FTC is always going to try to protect people. But at the same time, we know that sometimes that protection comes with a bias, right, to the people that they support, not the people that are trying to really do good things. So I've always said that when you have an impact on your patients, that's just as valuable than when you do double-blind research study. Because when you can take 100 or 50 or 10 patients with a common condition, that you do the same protocols, and all of a sudden you have 80%, 90% success, you got a hit. Most people don't realize that it only takes over 30% of success or under 30% of success for a drug to be put out in the market. But a drug has side effects that sometimes are worse than the symptoms that they're alleviating. So when we do this type of healthcare, right, with energy medicine, chiropractic, acupuncture, our side effects are almost none. In fact, chiropractic has the lowest malpractice insurance of any healthcare provider. Why? Because we don't rarely get a claim of anything that we harm anybody. You try to be an OBGYN or a surgeon or even a medical doctor, you're going to be paying thousands of dollars of malpractice insurance.
Oh, yes.
So as an educator, I realized that what I say must have value and evidence, which is what VibraGenix, in my opinion, has plenty of. And then lastly, the last 12 years, I then became the TV doctor. So I had people like Dr. Phil and the doctors and Fox News that actually put me as their healthy living expert. So now even more responsibility, because it's not only the patients that I'm treating my first 10 years or the providers that I'm grooming to be the future leaders, healthcare leaders of in tomorrow, but it's also the millions of consumers that are watching these shows, hoping that what I'm saying has some value. And that's really the key right now, is to recognize that there's so much hope out there, but you may not find it only in the traditional value, right? We must adopt a different way of approaching the body through energy, through frequencies, through holistic ways like chiropractic, acupuncture, homeopath, things that we have seen and have evidence that work over years, but the average person has no awareness of. So to me, being in the journey that I've had for over the last 35 years as a healthcare professional, it has taught me to be able to be very selective in what I do. So when I tell you that I wake up every morning with VibraGenix, that should tell you more than anything I could say about it, because it is the one thing that I do consistently, because I know the value that it provides. And it provides it not only the way my state of being at that moment, it provides it by setting up my body to not be susceptible through epigenetics, through lifestyle, to the problems and the conditions that may compromise the health of my body. So it arms me, it strengthens me. And that's one of the values that I think a lot of people don't realize, because when they get technology like this, they're looking to alleviate a symptom like if it was, a short-term gain. This is a long-term gain, because we only get one body and we don't get to trade it. So the more that you invest in this body, the greater the return that you will get for the rest of your life.
That's wonderful. So mechanical vibration, like you said, has been around for so many years, and it does shake the body. It doesn't do anything to increase the energy in the body or the cell voltage. How can you explain it so that chiropractors will understand the difference? Because I know the chiropractic industry has been deeply saturated with mechanical plates. And even when I go to trade shows, they say they don't like them, but they have them in their office. So how do we help them understand how different these things are?
Well, the interesting thing is that when I saw all the technology that you have put in this one unit, I was amazed. Because honestly, I can see the level of heart and work and passion that you must have had over the years to be able to put that together, because I've never seen it be able to be doing. So in chiropractic, we have always used, or we have always recommended the use of vibration, primarily to do two functions. Number one, to increase the circulation of the body, because we find that many times if you increase the circulation of the body, then the circulation, which carries a lot of the nutrients to the cells, a lot of the oxygen to the cells, can help the body maybe repair and recover a little bit faster. And then we found that there was another system that was very critical, and that was your lymphatic system. So we found out that some people were able to release a lot of the toxicities that they had in their body through primarily vibration. What I love about VibraGenix, that it's not just the vibration, but that you've actually put the vibrational frequencies that allow the body to help so many other systems than just your typical vibration systems that we have seen over the years. Yes, you're going to pay a fraction of the cost, but that's what you're going to get for it. You're going to get a fraction of the value. The reason I invested in this is because I don't want a fraction of the value when it comes to me or my patients. I want to give my patients every ability to heal that I can give them. And that's the reason that you are the Rolls Royce and the Maserati and the Bugatti and the Lamborghini of energy medicine technologies. Why? Because you have put together something that is truly effective. And the reason probably why over the years you've gotten so many testimonials that make your mouth just go like, wow, how is that possible?
So there's over 1,000 frequency formulas, and it's an integration of natural medicine, Eastern medicine, Western medicine. What are your favorite aspects? What do you like to use? When
I get on the machine, I have different settings. For me, that I live a very fast-paced life. A lot of times, I use the high. What do you
energizing?
Call it? No, the performance, the peak performance.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because to me, I can get a 10-minute or less workout that allows me to really maximize. And then when I have 20 or even more time, I like to work on the different areas of my body. So one of the things that I love in the panel is that you can actually select which area of stress or tension you may be having in your spine. So if that day I want to work on my neck because maybe I slept wrong or I put a little bit too much tension, then I go ahead and do that, or in my back, etc. And then I love to play with the wellness frequencies, because to me, it's really about working with my lymphatic system, it's working with my relaxation or lowering of stress, it's working with my digestive, it's working with toxicity in my body, it's working with my tension in my muscles, it's working on all of my joints. So then I like those. And every so often, and I can't say, I know Karen will tell you different, and she is going to come here in just a minute. But one of the things is I love to go into the frequencies for the different ailments. And the reason that I do that is because you have everything. I mean, I don't think there's a condition known to man that you don't have in there. So if for whatever reason you're dealing with something specifically, then I like to work with that. The other day I was playing with the chakra because I when you study Eastern medicine, as you know, especially from India, chakras are very important. And the more you get into that space, the more you realize the balance that you can actually have in the body just by simply ensuring that your chakras are open and that they allow that energy flow to come from the universe to your body and the body to the universe in that way. So those will be, I would say, my favorites. And when we get a chance, I know Karen is going to come in and share with you some of the things that she's doing, because we've been together over 7 years and almost 7 years. And I can tell you, I've never seen this woman as healthy as I see her today in every aspect. I think we both have turned back the clock at least 20 years since we started using the machine, from the way we feel, the way we look. Because when your body is vibrating at a higher frequency, now your level of potential in your life, in your work, in your relationships is so much higher. And that's really the value that I think we bring into our patients when we let them use our VibraGenix units, so that way they can benefit the way we are.
I'm really glad you touched on the chakras in Eastern medicine, because if you study Eastern medicine, they believe all disorder, dysfunction, and disease is blocked energy somewhere in the body. And if you look at the chakras, there are chronic conditions if that chakra is blocked. So if your heart chakra is blocked, a lot of people have chronic heart trouble and get breast cancer and that sort of thing. So you need to clear those energy centers out just for prevention of different diseases in the body. Hey, I'd like to show you around our VibraGenix offices, if you would like.
Yes,
this is
please.
Our showroom. I just want you to see. So we are a U.S. company. We're based in Richland, Washington. This is our little showroom here in the front. We have pods that we have put machines in and fill them up with oxygen. We have lots of different machines in here. We can bring groups in and show them around. We have open houses. We have a large pod and a small pod.
Okay.
And lots of inventory. We've had lots of machines built ahead.
I'm so glad, because the way
for more space.
units, Yeah, the way that these units are being attracted right now, I'm glad that you have some.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And there's differences. A lot of people are asking the differences between the Elite, which is the best one that you have.
Yeah.
And it has over 1,000 frequency formulas, holds 550 pounds. It's amazing. Then there's the Fusion, which a lot of people will get, and that has a 300-pound weight capacity. I don't know if you can see the difference in the
Yes,
plates.
of
There's a big
course. No,
difference in the
yeah.
size.
No, if you go a little bit lower, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that, honestly, when you created that, and I'm not sure what the reason was for it, but I can tell you that because ours is the 500, it gets used a lot. But I love the idea that you have different people, especially with the obesity crisis that we're suffering with. I mean, we're dealing with patients sometimes that are 350 pounds, 400 pounds, and it's a real struggle. But then they get there, and then they all of a sudden, these are the people that can't move, you know?
Yeah.
The other thing that I find really amazing is the individuals that are not able to work out. You know, we all believe that exercise is important and essential to not only longevity, but for our bodies to function properly. And you have people that cannot go to a gym, cannot lift weights, cannot even get in a pool or ride a bike or whatever. And they just stand there for 20 minutes and you see like complete shifts. And that's one of the things I love about this, because remember that we have an issue in the world called the sedentary syndrome. And the sedentary syndrome is the syndrome that has been identified as how the majority of the people are not moving their bodies enough. So even if they just add VibraGenix into their lives, they can actually become so much healthier. And it's actually fun, right? Because you're hearing all these amazing sounds, but you're vibrating and feeling like you're being active, even though you don't have to do much except stand in the vibration.
I know that you and Karen didn't need to lose any weight, but it is phenomenal for weight loss. 10 minutes
No, we
equals
have
an hour
used
of
it.
cardio.
No, I have used it to tone, because you have all the tone. And what I'm looking for at this stage at 57 in my life, I'm looking for tonicity. I want to be, I keep telling Carrie, I want to turn 60 looking like if I'm 20 and lean and healthy, because I know I'm already preparing for 100 years old and I need all the help that I can get.
Well, if you want workout videos, you know, we have a whole series of those that are on the machine, and you actually build muscle, tighten, and tone about 50% faster if you do it with weights or bands. So I can make sure you have those.
I know. I want to bring Karen 1 second, because she's wanting so bad to share. And
I can't wait.
I know she is. No, you can sit here. What's it?
Where should I go? There she is. Hey, gorgeous.
How are you?
I'm good.
Hello.
I'm so excited to talk to you. I have really been wanting to hear your story, because you are the one person that uses this technology, maybe more than me, and I use it every day.
Me too. I am addicted. And, you know, I just want to thank you, because I have lived with chronic back pain my whole adult life. And I have had no relief. And of course, Fab is an amazing chiropractor.
Yeah.
But the VibraGenix is totally different than anything I've ever experienced. And it loosens, so I get locked up in my lower back. And I have not had that issue. Now, if we travel and we go out of town for, say, a week or so, I come home and I have that same stiffness and locked up feeling. And as soon as I get on the VibraGenix, it loosens that back up. My pain is gone. It's been a miracle in my life. If it does nothing else but solve my lower back issues, it's a miracle, because nothing else has helped.
Well, I need to get you the traveling unit, so that when you go out of town, you can take it with you, and you'll have the frequencies, the cell exciters. You can keep your back functioning perfectly while you're gone.
It's absolutely amazing. I would love that. And, you know, all the frequencies are so fun to play with. It's a total healing device, and it's absolutely amazing. And, you know, I wish everyone was like us and could have it in their home. And, you know, if you have chronic pain, I can't recommend it enough, because it's absolutely changed my life.
That's fantastic. And you use the Eastern medicine and things like that as well?
I do. And honestly, I have no idea what some of it means, but I love getting on there. And I will put on every Eastern medicine, all the settings, and I'll let it run for like an hour. I'll let it run in my environment. And I know that those healing, that I can just feel like positive and freshness and motivation and clear. It's amazing. So I don't know all the science behind the machine. I can just tell you from my personal experience, it's been amazing.
I am so glad that you shared that. I'm so glad that you have one, and I'll definitely get you the traveling companion so that you can use that as well.
I'm very picky about my surroundings, and I have this machine in my bedroom. That's how much I love it. So
that's great. Have you been able to get other people on it, or?
Oh yeah,
like friends and family?
If somebody enters my apartment, they get a session.
That is fantastic.
Yes, it's amazing.
So your back is the main thing that it's helped you with?
My back, I feel like I'm getting my cardio. I'm not one to go to the gym. I do not enjoy the treadmills or anything like that. And to get on the VibraGenix and have my cardio so effortlessly is a blessing. And I have the bands. So I bought some bands that I'll put around my thighs, and I'll do squats while I'm standing on the machine. And I have hand weights, and I use the bands that came with the machine. So it's a full body workout if you want it to be. Yeah.
You bet. And 10 minutes is an hour's worth of cardio anyway, as far as lymphatic movement, all the stimulation of your circulation, increasing your bone density. There's a lot of things it does behind the scenes to keep you healthy. And you look like you're 16. So I say it's very anti-aging.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. That's great. I'm so glad.
Thank you.
All righty.
I just wanted to thank you both so much for your time and for sharing your experience and checking out our facility. We actually have all the manufacturing in the back. We won't take you through there, but thank you so much, Dr. Fab.
Oh, thank you so much. And for those of you that are watching this, I just want to leave you one thought. And that is that, in this space that I've been for 35 plus years, there's a lot of people that have been victimized by the labeling of a condition. And what I'm asking you to do is give yourself and your body the ability to show you how we were designed to heal. Our body has such great healing capabilities. All it needs is a little bit of support. We have found that this technology, like I mentioned earlier, and Karen mentioned, it's not only to alleviate some kind of symptom that you're having, it's going to do that and do it very well. But it most likely is going to help you be able to set a foundation for your body to be the healthiest that it can be, so you can live longer, but also have the quality of life that we seem to be losing as we get earlier. So the earlier that you can start with this technology, the better. The more you use it, the better. But more importantly, just use it, because give yourself permission to try it, experience it. When you call the VibraGenix people, they're going to answer any questions you may have. If you ever have a question with Dr. Caroline, I can promise you'll get an answer, because most likely she has heard it from somebody else. But more importantly, just use it. I was so grateful when we discovered this technology. We are so grateful to have it in our home. And like you saw in Karen, the excitement, and me, the excitement, that's what also it can be for you. So give yourself the permission to experience it, to get it. And more importantly, if you're a provider like me, I think this could be one of the greatest compliments that you can have to whatever degree you have to have in your practice. Your patients will thank you for it. You will see healing in your practice like never before. And more importantly, you will be giving hope to so many people that have lost it. So thank you, Caroline. We love you. We thank you. And we hope that you continue to share these missions with as many people around the world.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. See you soon.
Okay.